The only two things I need you to be able to do before you start your handstand push-up journey is 10 clean push-ups all the way down, all the way up, and then somewhat be able to hold a handstand. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you need to be able to kick upside down and kind of control your body weight. And throughout your whole handstand push-up journey, you should be working on trying to perfect your handstand at the same time. But straight into step number one, and we're going to start with beginner pike push-ups. We're going to start in a regular push-up position, keep our legs straight, and then walk them up a little bit. And from there, we're going to try to push-ups like so. The most common mistake I see people make is not actually loading their forearms with their body weight. So it'll look something like this, where they just go straight down and back. And it's still better than a regular push-up, but from the beginning, we're trying to get into the habit of stacking our wrists and our forearms with as much body weight as possible. You really want to lean forward and try almost make your forearms perpendicular to the bars, and then push back. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your core, try keep them nice and tight. And obviously you could also do this on the floor. I'm just using bars because my wrists are a little sore. I want you to try aim for 6 reps of that before we move on to step number 2, which is advanced pike push-ups. Pretty much the same as the step before, except now we have more body weight over our hands. Starting that beginner pike push-up position. And now we're going to make the angle at our hips more acute by walking our legs in further. And now we go for our pike push-up. The most common mistake with this step is breaking down the form because there's more pressure. I'll try to demonstrate it, where your back starts to arch, and then also your neck takes a fair bit of strain because you're reaching up to not touch the floor. So really focus on keeping the tension in the abs, keeping that hollow body shape throughout the whole movement. Like the first step, aim for 6 reps, and then we can move on to step number 3, which is going to be elevated pike push-ups. If you do your advanced pike push-ups really well, you could almost skip this step, but I wouldn't recommend it because a lot of people really struggle to understand that concept of stacking their wrists and their arms with their body weight. And by having an elevated platform, it just really revs up the amounts of pressure and body weight you can be putting over your hands. And now we load and press up, keeping our core nice and tight as well. Aim for 6 reps, elevated pike push-ups, and then we can move on to step number 4. Step number 4, tuck 90-degree hold, which looks something like this. So the most common mistake as well with this is probably losing the tension in the core and going too low to the floor because they don't have the strength because they haven't practiced the pike push-ups before, and then really flaring their neck, and you'll probably end up hurting your neck if you do that, but something like that. Right, if you focus on your pike push-ups and you do them correctly, you should have the strength necessary to at least hold this for 1 to 3 seconds with good form, and we can build it up from there. But I want you to start on your tippy toes, and then as you lean forward, you're going to bend, and then I want you to try imagine you're not jumping, but your toes are going to become light, and so eventually they just naturally want to lift off. And we're trying to keep almost a 90-degree bend at the elbow. When you're starting out, you probably won't feel like you can breathe, so take a big breath in before you go. Otherwise, if you're strong enough, you just take shallow breaths to not lose that tension in the core. And I want you to try build up to a 10-second hold in this position. Step number 5 is leg lift pike push-ups, which I kind of almost did by accident just earlier. So you're doing an advanced pike push-up, and as you're loading your weight over your wrists and your forearms, you're going to use your core to squeeze and lift up your legs, and then come back down and finish the pike push-up. From that advanced position, legs become weightless, and then push back. Important is to move slowly, otherwise your legs might shoot up and you're going to lose control, and you don't want to go that way. Move slow and smooth, don't try rush the step, and really, almost like with the tuck 90-degree hold, let your legs become weightless and naturally just lift up. Don't try force it or jump into it. And for this, just aim for 3 reps. You could do more and that'll be awesome, but I think 3 reps is all you need. Then we can move on to the next step. So we're making some really good progress, and we move on to step number 6, which is the bent arm hold. This is where it starts getting really exciting. We're going to do the leg lift pike push-up, and then when we hit that position, we're going to extend our legs into the same position as we would be at the bottom of a handstand push-up and try hold there. You need to try keep that 90-degree in your elbow, because if you sink too low, your neck's going to start having to flare up to not touch the floor, and you're also probably going to struggle to breathe. So before you go, big breath in and brace. We come down, legs lift, and then we extend up, and if you can, shallow breaths, breathe and just squeeze and control. And then when you lose it, either your legs can go back down or just come back down nice and gently. If you can, aim for 10 seconds. I think that's a brilliant base to be at. Step number 7 is negatives. And now remember, it's important that throughout this whole process, it could have taken you months or weeks to get to this point. But throughout this whole process, you should have been working on your handstand. We're either going to do a handstand push-up negative, or for bonus points, you could do a tuck 90-degree hold negative. I'm going to demonstrate both. We'll start off with the handstand push-up negative. We're just going to lower ourselves down from the top of the handstand to the bottom and hold in that bent arm position. Nice. And then the tuck 90-degree negative, exact same thing, except instead of stopping there, we go all the way into the tuck 90-degree hold. But we first hit the bent arm position, so don't bend your legs before. Nice. So all you need to do is 1 rep nice and smooth. If you can do 1 rep nice and smooth, then we can start working on step number 8. Step number 8, we have the classic bent arm press or tuck press to handstand. A great milestone for beginners to reach in calisthenics. If you've been working on all those previous steps, you've probably built up enough strength to start working on this. And the most important thing to think about is just leg drive, because in the beginning, leg drive is going to be very important to help us get up, and then over time we want to take it away. However, throughout the entire time, you need to be in control. So if you use a lot of leg drive, you still need to be in control, otherwise there's a very high chance you're going to lose balance at the top. I'll demonstrate with a fair bit of leg drive to begin. Right, so that's a lot of leg drive, and then I'll demonstrate without as much. Once again, all you need to be able to do is 1 rep, nice and controlled. If you can do that, we move on to step number 9. We're getting so close. Step number 9, we have wall assisted handstand push-ups, specifically chest to wall, and socks are a must for this. So, oh my word, I just tore my sock. But socks are a must for this because you need to slide, so the less friction the better. You could do back to wall handstand push-ups, but it's just a lot harder to actually load your forearms the way I've been asking you to do since step number 1, and also it's a lot easier to just start bending and arching at your back. So personally, if you can do chest to wall facing handstand push-ups, way better in my opinion. And you can change the degree of angle as you get stronger. So you could start with a fair bit of an angle and then make it more and more intense until you're almost like flush with the wall. But make sure you're on control the whole time. And it'd also be a good idea if you know how to bail that way. To demonstrate, I'm going to walk up the wall like so. And then we get in position and we're going to load and then push back up. Boom. Oh, probably the hardest exercise to set up, but the best bang for your buck. So with a more intense degree, even harder to set up, and then exact same thing. Yeah. Okay. So you need to learn how to come down, because obviously that's the only dangerous, freaky part. If you get to the point where you can do a tuck press to handstand, you can definitely start working on wall assisted handstand push-ups. And I would say do solid sets of 3. You could go above, but if you can do solid steps of 3, we can start working on the last step. And finally, step number 10, handstand push-up attempts. Very self-explanatory. We're just going to be going for it. Hopefully you are looking like you are relatively close to getting it. If you're nowhere near getting it, then take it back a couple steps. You're doing something wrong. And once again, this could take weeks, it could take months. Doesn't matter, every person's a bit different. But now we can start just going for it. So here we go, handstand push-up. Okay, I am tired. And we are done.